Back to life, back to reality. I must be old if y'all don't know that song. But back to reality for a lot of college football teams following the week 3 slate. Now, it's not over yet, technically. It's about 5 after midnight right now when I'm shooting this video. And it's halftime, and the Fighting Deion Sanders are losing by a touchdown so far to their in-state rival, Colorado State. After all of that, this game is such a circus. It's like the Grammys or something. You know, they got every rapper there that's relevant that I've never heard of because I'm old. They've got The Rock there for no reason. All the build up to it, all the trash talking, it's just, this is insane what's going on in Boulder, Colorado right now. But meanwhile, they forget all the lights and all the cameras and all the celebrities and all that don't matter whenever it's time to kick the football off. Now, I'm not saying Colorado's going to lose this game. For all I know, they'll come back in the second half and blow Colorado State out, which they should because Colorado State's just not good. Speaking of blowing teams out that aren't good, Florida State, back to life, back to reality. Man, it was fun being the darling of the ACC for an almighty 3 weeks, wasn't it? Yeah, it was fun going out there and beating LSU like a drum, like you should, like I said you would. It was fun watching Clemson lose to a good Duke team week 1, even though they shot themselves in the foot 18,000 times and basically gave the game to Duke. All of that's fun. Whee! Fun! Everybody have fun. Let's say that Clemson's no good anymore. They're trash. Dabo has lost his way. We're going to destroy you. Even though you haven't beat Clemson in almost a decade. Clemson owns the ACC until further notice. Oh, by the way, further notice happens next week. That's right. You go out there today on the road against one of the worst Power 5 teams in my life. Not just this year, in my life. And almost lose to Boston College. Oh, Pete, it was a trap game, Pete. It was a trap game. A trap for what? I thought that Clemson wasn't any good anymore and you were so far superior to Clemson that it wasn't a worry for you. But what you're telling me is you were worried about Clemson so much next week that you crapped the bed and almost lost to Boston College today? Is that what you're telling me? That's a funny story. It's a funny story. Maybe, just maybe, you peaked at the wrong time. Good teams, dare I say, great teams throughout the history of college football get better as the season goes on. It appears to me as if Florida State may have peaked week 1 against LSU. Say it ain't so. I have no idea what's going to happen next week. I expect a good football game. I think Florida State's a good football team. And I expect them to come in there with their hair on fire, looking to knock off the ACC champs, the Clemson Tigers. But for all of you idiots that have been running around for the past 3 weeks saying it's going to be a cakewalk, Clemson's going to get skull drag, Clemson's no good, Florida State's superior, you might want to slow your roll down a little bit. But reality is setting in. Where else is reality setting in? Alabama. Ooh, man. Look, this is fun and all, trash talking and making fun of teams that either struggled against bad teams or maybe even lost. That's all fun and games. I'm being 100% serious right now. Alabama looks lost. I don't believe that I've ever seen a Nick Saban coached Alabama team look this lost. They've got 3 quarterbacks. They have 0 quarterbacks. They've got no offensive line. Their running game, which is really what they've been known for under Saban, offensively anyway, no matter who the offensive coordinator's been. And there's been a rotating circle of them year in and year out because they always have coaches leaving to take on head coaching jobs or whatever. Like Saban, it might be time. And I love Nick Saban. I really do. I'm not a hater. I'm really not. Nick Saban's the greatest of all time. It is what it is. He looks like he's on the sideline, shuffling around, looking at the ground, looking like Joe Biden out there, like he doesn't even know where he's at. And I'm not saying he doesn't know where he's at. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, as a team, this team looks lost. This team looks lost. Alabama might go 8-4 this year. And that is what do the kids say these days? No cap. No cap. They'll be lucky to win 9 games. So I don't know what's going to happen over there. If this is just like a down year for them or something, whatever the case is, I mean, it happens. You know, it happens. But I don't know, man. We haven't seen this from Nick Saban before. We just haven't. Look, it's been a fun week. It's been a real fun season, really. I mean, we're rounding the quarter of the season, of the regular season, and there's been so many ups and downs early in the season. I can't really think of like a clear-cut best team in the country. I guess you could say Georgia. I mean, they're 2-time defending national champions. They took care of business today, manhandled a bad South Carolina team, which we all knew they would. But really, like, look around the country, man. There's not really like that one clear-cut 1 or 2 teams in any conference that you can just point at and be like, yeah, they're it. That's the team that should win the national title. There's really not one. So it's going to be interesting, man. Every single conference championship right now is still open in my opinion. The ACC is wide open still, both in my opinion and like mathematically. Same thing with the SEC. Same thing with the Big 12. Same thing with the Big 10. The Pac-12 might be the most deep conference out of all of them. After 3 weeks, it's going to be, and they still all have to play each other. Right now, moving into week 4, we're about to see. So we'll know a lot more over the next couple of weeks. But what a great week, and what a great start to the season. And I'm looking forward to more. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the State of the Fan address. Clemson Tigers. Looking forward to it. Have a great night. Your boy checking out.